Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Crusader Kings 2 Conclave as Scotland. In our last episode we usurped the Kingdom of England. We had just gained enough land to do that in our previous war, and that has fractured all of the remaining dukes into separate realms, which is good. It makes them a lot easier to declare war on, and I would have declared war on as many of them as I could, except the council wouldn't let me. But still, we should be able to declare war after war here, one at a time, apparently, and gain the rest of this land a lot faster than we were previously doing it, which is great. We are currently at war for York, so let's continue with that. I would like to change... The problem with the war declaration law is we can't do this until we've rolled all of the other laws back to ruler sovereignty. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. We can change a law now, though, so we could get one of these other ones back, or we could go further on the status of women. We have one supporter, who I'm guessing is a loyalist. So let's see, we'd have to bribe at least 2 other people, or buy favors from them. Well, some people are already returning favors to Duke Ewan the Spider in 2 cases, okay. So maybe if we got him... Where is buy favor? 200 seems pretty cheap as well. Conflicting interests, though. So that is apparently not going to happen. Okay, well, we'll just continue with this war, and we'll look at it later, perhaps. Our kinswoman, Shona, playful idolizer and haughty. I guess we're going with intrigue for her, then. So, the enemy army here is sieging us. We should probably go and fight them, I think, after we finish this siege in their capital. That was York, which also is fine. Even captured some prisoners. Some of whom I think are related. Yeah, we're getting some war score from a prisoner. These leaders should be good enough. Oh, we're making another attempt on the life of Andrew. This time via a poisonous viper. Okay. Wait, I don't think we made an attempt before. I think the plot was just revealed. Anyway, so our King of Jerusalem are able to marry our kinswoman. Or wants to marry our kinswoman. I guess that's fine. We have a Sunni uprising. Oh, it's not on us, it's against the Aztecs. Alright, well, very much doubt that's going to be successful, but maybe they'll lose some more of their event-spawn troops in the process. Alright, so Andrew died under suspicious circumstances. Our current heir is Radolf, but I expect that to change as people cast their votes. Alright. So we won't bother getting him married just yet. We do need to appoint a new commander since we just murdered one of ours. Sure, this bishop. So let's see who people vote for. Earl of Desmond. Seems like a reasonable character. He's at least a good bit younger than Andrew. We may have some problems since we have a second title as well, the kingdom title. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Or maybe they're voting for John, who is a little bit younger and a much worse character. He's infirm and wounded. Alright, so I don't expect him to last long, even if he does get elected. What else we got here? Murray, who's pretty decent. He's shrewd. Or our nephew Constantine, who I think would probably be my choice. He doesn't actually have amazing stats, but he is strong. And his wife is a genius. Let's cast our vote for Constantine then, I think, at this point. Yeah, we have a different person nominated for England, which is annoying. I guess we'll try voting for Constantine for this right now as well and see what happens. Okay, that's the revolt against the Aztecs already over. Not sure exactly how many Events 1 troops he had, but it was somewhere in the 150,000 range. No, wait, it was down to like 130 something. And it's still at 130 something, so probably didn't lose too much there, if any. Devon has been converted. Okay, so let's send our Chancellor somewhere. Not Chancellor, Chaplain. Oh, actually, he probably is still working on a county down there. That's fine. That wasn't our chaplain reporting. Alright, up to 99%. We have a new Prince Bishop, or Prince Archbishop of Benevento. This siege here is going to give us the victory. I'm pretty sure, unless somehow that battle didn't count as a major battle. No, we're fine. So we can just leave here and disband some troops. Our grandson, Michael, needs an education. Willful, conscientious, rowdy. Rowdy and willful is good for martial, so that's what we'll go for. And a tithe, always good. Sicily and Brittany joining the defensive pact against us, okay. Don't think we'll worry about that. You've been spending countless hours sketching up plans for different building projects when suddenly you realize how you could display your extraordinary architectural skills. You'll build a grand tower that will dwarf everything else in the landscape. This will be glorious, but I won't be able to afford it. I definitely think we can afford it, and it sounds like it's going to be glorious. So let's do it. The tower construction will need a mason to work the stone for both beauty and strength. The question is whom you should hire for this delicate work. I guess we have no option but to spend 850 gold. Word has spread around the realm regarding your prestigious building project. Most people seem to be impressed with the scale of the planned tower, while others deem it an impossible task. Nope, looks like everyone's impressed. Mostly our mayor vassals. In fact, the Grand Mayor here has his opinion improved 3 times by this. He's triple impressed. Okay, childhood focus for our granddaughter Mirren. Let's go for stewardship, something conscientious would be fine. Ranald Kenaway, this is our architect, comes up to you and complains about what hard and tiresome work it is to plan out how to carve the stones for the tower. He therefore asks you for more payment to finish the plan, since he has already used up the first payment. Strangely enough, according to rumor, he seems to have had a lot of time to spare chasing after women in your court. Ooh, Ranald. Another 850. Well, I guess so. I mean, we don't have a different option, so... Before the construction of a building this large can begin, we need to make sure we have enough high-quality stone. Your steward suggests importing the stone from a reliable trade partner. It could be beneficial to the region to have access to a nearby quarry. So another 850 gold, which puts us into debt. Or we can build a quarry, which is 2,500 gold. Which gives us cheaper buildings and faster build time in Gary, I don't think that's going to be worth it because we have everything pretty highly upgraded. Well, I don't know, we could get some more upgrades cheaper. Unfortunately, I don't think we can really afford to go that far in debt. So we'll just go for the import option. So we should get this paid off pretty quickly. During the construction of your Grand Tower in Gary, a couple of the workers were killed by a falling granite block as the ropes holding it snapped. People are now demanding stricter security measures as well as compensation to the families that lost their husbands and fathers in this tragic incident. We can say peasants are expendable, gain the trait cruel, which would lose us kind as well, or compensate the families. Well, at least we gained a little gold from that siege. Let's end this war first anyway, we'll enforce our demands. So we vassalize this countess. I guess we'll just compensate the families. Obviously being 500 gold in debt is not good. I think we've already borrowed gold, so we can't do this again. We could expel the Jewry. So we would lose prestige and get a lower tax modifier. And lower diplomacy. It's fine, our income is pretty good, especially now that we can disband the rest of our troops. We'll get out of debt pretty soon anyway. So, Constantine of Wales wants increased council power. Definitely don't want to do that. Another liberation revolt against the Aztecs. Actually, I think the last one was a religious uprising. So, not really going to be much of an impediment to them, but again, maybe they'll lose a few troops. 136. We have robber bands in Fife, okay, due to us being in debt. Which is not great, but not a big deal. I think he maybe lost a few hundred, so not too much impact there. I wonder, we can currently raise almost 40,000, maybe get up to 60,000 or so with mercenaries and holy orders. I don't know, if we did go to war with him, we could potentially take out a decent chunk of his troops. We wouldn't win the war, but maybe we could get a few good battles where he sends his troops against us, maybe in the mountains in Granada or something, and whittle down his forces a bit. But I'm not going to go declaring war on him just yet. Maybe if there's another crusade, we'll see what we can do. Tanist John had been trying to convince the merchant to invest in one of his ideas for several weeks, but he had always refused until today. The idea was actually quite good, but I dared not give John the coins myself. Instead, I had given the merchant the coins needed and told him to pretend to be convinced and then invest in the idea. Okay. So we like John better. So we have a peasant revolt for Damietta down in Egypt. Alright, so this is in Sinai's land. He should be able to raise enough troops to deal with this. We can always help out, though. In fact, we can raise Jerusalem's army right here. So yeah, I guess we'll just take care of it ourselves instead of relying on them. Mayor Mungo of Perth approaches you and presents to you a request to buy a small plot of your land in Gowrie. This is a hard decision since he promises to pay well for the land. We can gain 150 gold, which would immediately put us out of debt, but we'll get out anyway in a month. Lower castle tax in Gowrie for 10 years is going to cost us so much money. We're making close to 100 gold in castle tax per month. So definitely no. My coffers are empty, but the coffers of my vassals are full. They have an obligation to their liege. We can ask for 250 gold from the bishop, ask for 50 gold from the mayor of Dunfermline, or ask for 10 gold from our spymaster King Godfrey. Well, I don't really care about this bishop's opinion, so let's see if we can ask him for 250 gold. We don't really need it since we're going to be out of debt, but if we can get an extra 250 gold, why not? Excellent. Alright, so back into the positives. It looks like Sinai is raising his troops, so maybe we'll wait for him to attack and then just help out. Uh-oh. I don't feel too well, something is wrong with me. We are ill, which means we really need to urgently pay attention to the succession issue. Okay, so we have John being voted in here. We're trying to vote for Constantine, which is apparently not going to fly. So Roderick is second in line here. He votes behind. So I think our best bet is maybe to try and vote for Roderick for the Empire. Hopefully at least one or two people follow suit and he takes precedence over John. So hopefully we don't lose the title on succession, though it's going to be more of an annoyance really if it happens. We're not going to lose any land or anything. I know I said I was going to wait, but seems like this is going to turn out just fine anyway. Alright, well, we recovered from our illness, so hopefully we don't have any problems with this. So John has just turned 50, apparently. And in fact, fewer people are voting for him now, or sorry, more people are voting for him. The Bishop of Dunkeld approaches you at court, clearly upset. He has seen that the new tower now stretches higher than any temple in the realm. He raises his voice and nearly screams, "This is unacceptable, you cannot climb into heaven no matter how much you try. The way to heaven is the domain of the church." We can tell him to go back to his old scriptures, or we can cut some height off the tower, which makes the Pope happier. Well, I already said I don't really care about annoying bishops, so I refuse to shorten my tower. So before we go to war again against one of these other dukes, I'm maybe going to wait for our treasury to recover a bit. The great tower that you began planning so long ago has finally been finished. A tower this tall can be seen from a long way away, and people are equally amazed and frightened by the power you've displayed by accomplishing such a grand feat of construction. During the years of work, you've spent your time perfecting your knowledge in the many key aspects of the science of construction, knowledge that will last centuries. The tower is also sure to hold back many thousands of enemy soldiers. So we gain prestige, we can gain the trait Architect, which will give us extra martial stewardship siege skill, and same trade opinion. And we also lose Trader, which is +2 stewardship, so basically just a gain of 1 martial there. And the siege. where we can gain more prestige and not become an architect. Well, I think we will become an architect, why not? Sounds good. Alright, our income has actually dropped below 70. I wonder if we're getting less from our merchant republics or something. Or merchant republic. Our kinsman, Gilbert, is haughty, fussy, and rowdy. So, fussy good, rowdy bad. I guess we're going for Marshal for him then. Seems okay. I always knew my ambition would help me reach great places, and to acquire some wealth during the way is always a nice bonus. Okay, so we just randomly gain 170 gold, also good. Smallpox has broken out in Alexandria, which is pretty bad. Don't bring that back to my court, please. Let's see, we may want to consider trying to kill somebody here to fix the succession problem, because it seems like these are fairly solidified, and I do need to hold on to the Kingdom of England so I can use the de jure claims against all of these people. If we grant it to somebody, that would solve the succession problem, but then we couldn't press de jure claims anymore. So I guess we would kill John if possible. We avoided becoming a kinslayer last time, so maybe this time it'll be good too. Anyway, we're just about out of time for this episode, so we'll leave it here for now. Take care of that next time. Thanks for watching, and join me again then.